Hello. Welcome back to a brand new episode of 343. We are looking a little bit lean tonight. Some trimmed off some edges, just myself and Riyaz here. Great to have you by my side as always. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We are, but I think we lost a bit of weight. Some down there and a bit down
Yeah.
there as well. But we I'm not doing too badly, doing well. Having a good week so far. Excited for what's to come as well. So yeah, how about you? How are you doing?
Nah, I'm good. I paid attention to a small little press conference that happened today with the guy that's heading up the proceedings at Manchester United called Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah,
He had some interesting things to say. I won't go into detail with all of them because I think we're gonna have a nice and short episode today.
yep,
But yeah, it was interesting to see what came out of it. It made me happy and a bit nervous as a
okay,
fan. Um, the happiness is the part that like he has a plan for the football club. He knows what he's going to do. He knows the amount of money that he's going to be pumping in. All of that jazz.
which is
And
important because that's
he,
what you guys have been missing, right?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the fact that we actually have a vision is quite. How can I say it? It
promising.
makes one excited. But because it's only in the planning stages, you don't want to get overly excited because you don't really want to get burned at the end of it all. Um, but yeah, he wants to build a new stadium, but
Okay,
it doesn't seem like he's going to get rid of Old Trafford. So he's going to build the stadium next to Old Trafford.
okay,
I don't know how it's going to work. I think he wants to have Old Trafford as a sort of a heritage site.
okay.
Um, but from what it sounds like, he wants to build a brand new stadium next to Old Trafford, and
But
apparently there's ample space to do that.
okay, but then you will be playing in the new stadium, and Old Trafford will
Yeah,
just be there as like a place for people to visit, I guess.
something like that, like tourist attraction, I guess.
Okay.
Museum tours, all that stuff will probably happen over there. I could be wrong. I could be misunderstanding his choice of words. But yeah, he doesn't want to renovate Old Trafford. Uh, I think my assumption is that it's going to be more costly to do that because of all the cracks and all the band-aids that he's going to be putting over there. So just build a brand new solid structure. Um, make sure that everything is solid from the get-go and move forward that way. Basically like a rebirth for the club if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
um something else that he also mentioned, and this is extremely funny because the journalist asked him about Sheikh Jassim. And
Yeah.
I mean, we all, like all the United fans, uh how I guess majority of the United fans wanted Sheikh Jassim to take over. They wanted the Qatar money. They wanted the club to be run by oil so that they could go head to head with Man City in the future. But according to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he's never heard or he's never seen Sheikh Jassim. He doesn't know if if he even exists.
Okay.
He said the Glazers have never met him. So I don't know
So
how much truth there is to all of that.
was this the they were going against each other, right? For the ownership,
Yeah,
or how
yeah.
did it work? Okay. Okay.
So Sheikh Jassim wanted 100% buyout. That's a
Okay.
full cash buyout, full control of the club. Like Glazers would be gone, a thing of the past completely. Whereas Sir Jim, I think the final figure was 28.5%.
Okay.
Uh,
And then running the football
he's
side
taking
of
the
it,
club. Yeah, so he's running the football division. He's acquired 28%, and yeah, Sheikh Jassim would have been a full buyout, and Glazer's gone. So yeah, like I don't know if he's like taking the Mickey or what's happening over there. I don't know if it's like a war of words, and maybe that will finally bring Sheikh Jassim out of hiding, and we'll
Prove that
have
is
some
real.
yeah some battle in the press or something like that. But yeah, that was just extremely funny for him to mention that, and I guess all those tweets are going viral now at the moment because like Sheikh Jassim is like somebody that the press invented to try and get the Glazers to sell the club. Um, and
Oh,
then
that's
one
interesting,
more thing that
actually.
sorry.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, it is actually interesting if you think about it that way because it brought so many people out of the woodwork to try and bid on the club.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if this persona is manufactured or was manufactured by people within the club, Evans. Like to
yeah.
like okay,
To raise the price
we
or
need
something.
yeah, we need these people out of the club. We need the Glazers to lose some sort of control of the club. Let's just manufacture this really rich son of an Amir persona, and somebody's going to think like they want to go up against him in the bidding wars. And at the end of it all, that's what happened. And like that, it would be a funny story if it came out that that was actually true.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. One final thing that you mentioned, and this is the part that makes me a bit nervous, is a journalist asked about Mason Greenwood,
Okay.
and is he said that there could be a different decision regarding Mason Greenwood moving forward, and that decision will be announced as to be confirmed in the future.
And he's on loan at the
So
moment.
he's on loan at
Okay.
Getafe at the
Hmm.
moment, and I feel like a lot of fans or majority of the fans feel exactly the same way about him. They don't really want him to come back to the club. They don't want him to put the jersey on again. They don't want him to play for United again. I'm 100% behind that. I don't ever want to see him back at the club. I don't want to see him part of Manchester United ever again. And if it so turns out that Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos and this entire new regime is going to wipe the slate clean and allow him back for a redemption arc, then I'm very sorry. I don't really want any part of that because it shows what type of football club Manchester United will be. Um, and I don't think the fans would be behind that. Also, I feel like they would lose a huge chunk of their fan base, and yeah, it would be a sad state
Yeah,
for
but
one of the
then I
biggest clubs
mean,
in the world.
are they allowed to make that decision? Surely it's still up to the manager if he wants him in the squad or if he wants to play him at all.
So as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I've read last year when they were making the decision and they pardoned Mason Greenwood, pardoned him. Um, Eric Ten Hag was all fine and well to reintegrate him back into the squad. Like he was happy with the decision. And then
Okay.
after the backlash happened with all the fans like protesting against it and the whole thing going viral on social media, that's when the club decided, okay, no, we need to rethink this whole thing. And that's when they started looking for loans and trying to get him out of the club. So I think if Eric Ten Hag is given the green light, he will play him. He's going to integrate him back into the squad.
That's so weird, though. Like for a club that is going through this, I suppose, the reshaping and kind of starting something new with a new stadium and Dan Ashworth and all of that that's coming in, that's going to change the club and provide a new way forward, new way of doing things. That's I feel like that's kind of a step back in a way to want to go back on your decision that you've made because of certain reasons, because of the right
Yeah,
certain reasons, because of backlash, because of the fan reaction, because of those types of things. I feel like that's a step back to go, especially if you're taking two steps forward
yeah.
in making building this new stadium, having a new whatever Dan Ashworth is, um,
I think
and
sporting director.
sporting director,
Yeah,
and just a whole new way in which the club is going, because the club has needed that for the past, I don't know how many years it's been since Fergie left, 13, 10 years. And the club has needed it, and now you're finally doing it. So to go back on something, a decision that you made for a good reason, I feel like that's just going to take them a couple of steps back, and that's not where they need to go. So hopefully they will not be doing that, because it'll just unsettle the club all over again. And really,
Yeah,
you need consistency and not to be unsettled at the moment,
yeah,
especially if you're
no,
going to go forward and move forward.
100%. I fully agree with that. But we are going to move on from that now, and we won't be talking about an unsettled club like Manchester United anymore.
Or
We
Spurs
are
for
going
that
to
matter.
speak. You said it, I didn't. Um,
It's the truth.
we are going to speak about settled clubs who are currently in the mix in the title race. And I mean, we've seen the results over the last few days. City winning last night, getting that draw against Chelsea over the weekend, and then Arsenal. They just keep hammering teams every week. And I think the points gap is City behind Liverpool by 1 point, and Arsenal
Correct.
behind Liverpool by 2 points, if I'm
Yep,
not mistaken. So
that's
yeah,
correct.
what are your takes on that? I mean, like we have Mo Salah returning now as well. So there's a lot of ingredients added to this recipe that could end up becoming a really great product if you're looking at the title race over the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a title race with three strong contenders like this in a long time. I feel like it's been two, and that's about it, or just one, I guess, from for City's perspective. So it's really great for the Premier League and for us to be able to watch it. I mean, it's very exciting for three teams all to be so close in the running and so close to the end of the season to still be in the running to win the league. And to be honest, it's valid. It's what is the word I'm looking for? It's kind of it's indicative to how the teams are playing. Those three teams all deserve to be there. They're all playing really good football, and it's because of City at the end of the day that everybody's playing such good football, because they've set the standard, and now everybody else has to kind of try and get to that standard. Because I mean, they were 5 points behind, and everybody expected them to go on this run that they're going to go on undoubtedly until the end of the season, where they win almost all the matches and get to however many points that they can get to in that time. And now everybody else knows that they can't lose or draw even any matches. And now look at Arsenal. Last season they were leading for so long, and the second half of the season came, and they burnt out. They were completely burnt out, and they lost steam, and they couldn't keep up anymore. And this season, what happened to them? They didn't go off as fast. They didn't start off like a freight train like they did last season. But now the second part of the season, they're coming out and they're showing what they can do, and they're not losing any steam. In fact, they're picking up their momentum.
Yeah, I think what worked in their favor, or I wouldn't really say it worked in their favor, but I mean they had this slump in December already, so
Yeah,
they had that run of games where that things just like weren't going their way, and they weren't getting they weren't scoring the goals that they would normally do, and they just looked a bit lost, and they needed some answers, and then they had that break in UAE.
they just needed some
In
fun.
Yeah, they literally just needed some time to unwind, and I feel like that did them a world of good, and they came back and they've looked so much better ever since. Like it just seems like their batteries are recharged, and I mean they look insane at the moment. They are
Yeah.
scoring goals for fun, which is, I mean, it's a testament to what Arteta is instilling amongst them.
And even without the number nine, which is what everybody
Yeah,
keeps saying. Like everybody keeps saying, "Oh, buy Ivan Tony. Oh, buy this one, buy that one." But I mean, if the team flows the way that they are supposed to flow, the way that Arteta wants him to play, they don't need a number nine really. I mean, of course, the number
yeah,
nine is going to win you the title, confirmed. I mean, confirmed because City are unbelievable. But I mean, if they play the way that they're playing, there's no reason why they still can't win the title even without the number nine. The Havertz obviously is a bit of a topic because we don't really know what he brings to the team, I guess. But he's been playing really well recently. Trossard as well. So the bench and the players that come into the team when people need to be rested or people need to be or people are injured is really important for them as well. They flow nicely
yeah.
with the team. They don't really take away from the team. Like even in big games when he plays Jorginho and Rice, it still works well because they form that box. They don't play with the number 9, and
But
they
it's
still play nice.
calculated though.
Yeah,
Whenever he plays the two of them together, he knows what he's doing. Like
yeah,
he's calculated, he's strategically planned that midfield to work in a certain way. And I mean that's what I said earlier. It's just like it's a testament to how he's coached this team and how like well oiled this machine is. I'll always go back to his very first press conference as an Arsenal manager, and he was explaining to this one journalist. They were asking him what he wants to instill at Arsenal,
yeah,
and he was using this analogy about like getting these like cups out of a cupboard, and like how do you get there, like pouring water into a glass or something like that. And then he was like, okay, so then what do you have to do first? And then he's like, you go through every single step in order to get there. um, and it was so methodical. It was amazing to see that a manager actually thinks, or a football manager thinks of
yeah,
coaching a team with such a methodical approach. And
yeah,
yeah, like I'll always think back to that because it's taken him a long time. I mean, there's been Arteta outs for years, like three or 2 years or something like that. There were Arteta outs, and I mean, he's weathered that storm. And now he's just like created this team that look like they've been playing with each other for eons.
yeah. And I mean that's a testament also to the club as well. I mean because a lot of clubs would have sacked the manager
Yeah, I
two
mean,
years
we've
ago
seen
or
it.
something like that. Yeah,
We've seen it.
exactly. I hope we as well, because people are now going after Andrew's head. So I hope we also stick it out because we can. It's the first couple of was what the first season, and I mean, look what Arteta did in how many seasons. You just need to believe in the manager, know what he wants to put in place, and just give him some time to figure it out. So I mean, and I mean that's a great analogy that you said there. I mean, because you can see it in the way that they play now. All the cogs work in a specific way. All the players know exactly what they need to do, how to form, how to defend as well. When they're defending, everybody knows when to press, where to be.
Yeah,
Odegaard is telling people, this is where I'm going here, you need to be there. And you can see it happening on the field in real time. So I'm happy to see that they're not going to, so they shouldn't fall off before the end of the season. So hopefully that's going to be a great thing for Arsenal. So I guess the games between the three of them are all going to be very important. The City Arsenal game, the City Liverpool game, those are all going to be the important swings that we're going to see. Liverpool are the only team that haven't really had a drop off yet this season. Like they have not really had a complete drop off at all.
yeah.
They've played really well throughout the season. I think they've only lost one game
Two.
the
They
whole
lost two
season.
games this season. Yeah.
I don't count the first game, so um, it doesn't really count. But okay, two games for the sake of argument
Yeah.
this season. And yeah, they've been playing really well. Like you said, Salah has come back and from the AFCON, and he hasn't. Well, he came on and he did Salah things. I mean, he just assists and scores goals for fun nowadays. But even without him, I mean, they played really well. They have an amazing front four without Salah. So
Yeah.
I mean, Gakpo now doesn't have any game time at all. He comes on as a sub nowadays. Darwin is starting to hit his straps, which is amazing for him because him and Wayland are similar in my eyes. They have all the potential in the world and they can be great strikers. They just need to put away, which Wayland is not doing. And Darwin does infrequently, but still does as well. And but now that Jota's injured, Salah
Yeah.
obviously will come and step in and probably lead them to as close to the title as he can. Trent being injured also is good for me because now it proves that yeah, they don't really need him. They just have him there for funsies. And he's just a poster child for the Liverpool team. But I mean, the youngster Conor
Dude,
Bradley's coming in.
I like Conor Bradley, dude. I
Same,
like that dude. I think he's a top talent, and the dude is just gonna fly to insane heights. But
agree.
yeah, like the whole trend thing, they might miss him in midfield.
Yeah, yeah, but now they have Endo back, so it's okay. You know, they don't really need Trent so much because they have an actual midfield player to actually play there now. So and McAllister doesn't have to do that job anymore. So that's good for them, I guess. But I'm waiting for them. Yeah, like I said, I'm waiting for them to fall off slightly because it has to come at some point. City
Yeah,
City did it when Rodri was injured. They lost a couple of games, and to do a couple of games when Rodri was, he was not injured, he was suspended or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they've gone through their slump. Arsenal have gone through their slump. We're just waiting for Liverpool now to do it. And yeah, like I said, I think those key matches between the top three is going to be super important and it's going to decide the
Yeah.
title at the end of the day because City are not going to stop. So whoever takes points of City, I think is going to be in the running to kind of win the title. I feel like. What about you? How do you feel like it's going?
I I don't know. Like you said, like Liverpool hasn't had that slump yet this season, and I don't know if it's just like PTSD speaking right now, but I don't think that they're gonna have that slump. I think it's gonna take like something really special to stop them from winning this title, and this goes against what I said in our very first episode this season, where I predicted Liverpool to not even make it to top six. I think I predicted them to finish seventh or something like that. So I'm
Okay.
definitely eating my words over here. Not that I love admitting that, but I have to be fair at the end of it all.
Yeah.
I did call Arsenal to win the title, and I'm still hoping that they do. Um, I'm really really hoping Arsenal pull through with this one. I think Arteta deserves it. I think he didn't manage his season well at all last season,
Yeah.
but I think he's learned from his mistakes, and I think he has it in him to turn this one around. Like you said, it's whoever is able to take points off each other in that top three this season.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm rooting for Arsenal to do it. I really don't want Manchester City to win the title at all.
If it was between the
Um,
two, City or Liverpool, who would you
I
want?
would
Who
take
would you want?
Liverpool. Yeah, I would take
That's
Liverpool to
deep.
win the title over. I really do not
Uh,
want. Like the thing is, there's a reason behind it. If City wins the title, they go four titles in a row. If
yeah.
Liverpool wins it, they go 20 titles. They equal United. United can always still overtake that, but doing four titles in a row in like another time in this lifetime, I don't think that could happen. So I mean, Sir Alex
Yeah, but they
Ferguson is
deserve
one
it,
of the
don't they?
greatest managers as like ever, and
True.
he's gone three-peat thrice. He's never
Okay.
ever won four in a row. So I
Okay.
mean, that just shows you how difficult it is to actually perform that, and that's why I'm praying that they don't do it. But also, we still need the verdict of those City 115 charges,
Yeah.
and if any of the titles actually can be taken away from them, and maybe they get relegated, then we don't need to worry about City ever again,
It
because
won't
all
be
those
this
stars
season,
will definitely leave and go to other clubs.
though. That's true,
There's
but it
no
won't be this
chance.
season.
There's no chance Erling Haaland is going to be playing in the the Conference League, the league that Wrexham played in last season. No
Yeah.
ways. And they were saying if City is found guilty of all of these things, they may drop down to Conference League. So yeah, all those stars will 100% be like, no, peace. We are out of here. We don't want to play for this football club again. And at least we know that this stadium will stay as full as it currently is now.
That's true because the same amount of City fans will be there. But
Yeah.
I think also that it would be very interesting to see all those players play in those leagues, though, just to see the actual level that they're at. Because like if Ireland's going to play there and he's going to score 100 goals per season, that'll be
I don't
interesting to see.
think I don't think teams in the Conference League have £300,000 a week to play. I think the entire gate for the month is probably like 300,000 or something like that. If
That's super true.
somebody is a fan of a conference team and just heard me say that, I apologize profusely. I don't really know. I'm just
No,
making a joke.
bag on him in the comments, bag on him. Also, I want to say quickly that it would be interesting also if they are because like Everton got docked 10 points, right? So Everton got docked 10 points for breaking whatever they broke. If City get docked 80 points, right? They could technically still like not be relegated. Do you know what I
If
mean?
they get docked 10 points right now, they are still ahead of United, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're ahead of us as well.
Let me just double
We I
check
think
that
we
quickly.
are 10 points behind the top, so maybe they'll be 1 point
Yeah.
behind us.
Yeah, so minus
Okay.
10 points, 46. They are 2 points ahead of United still.
Yeah, but they're not
And
going to get top
knowing
10 points.
them, no, 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 they definitely won't. They
Yeah.
like at 115 charges. There is going to be a truckload of points that they're going to be docked, and they will be surrendering a lot of their titles. Uh,
Will
I
they
think
be?
they probably, sorry.
Is that possible? If like, can they tell them to surrender the titles?
Yeah, so they can be stripped of all those titles. That's according to the articles that I've read. It's similar to the whole Juventus thing when they
Okay.
got found were found guilty and they had to relinquish their titles that they won in the years that they were doing all these illegal stuff. Um, so I think the
That's
same will probably
super
be.
harsh.
It's not harsh.
That's
Come on,
super
it's
harsh.
not
I,
harsh. That's
I
not
I
harsh.
actually think what they did was, well, not obviously the illegal stuff, but like how they've won all the trophies and how they're playing deserves trophies. Like,
Yeah, yeah, fair
honestly,
enough. But obviously, in order to get there, they needed the players. Like Pep needed the players to get to that point. He was
yeah,
never going to play that way with who did he even buy in the beginning? I can't even remember. Um, but yeah, like I mean, like mid league or like average footballers. Like he's not going to be playing his tiki taka football with players that don't even understand it or they can't understand it. I mean, look
yeah.
how quickly he got rid of Calvin Phillips, and now Calvin Phillips is having an absolute nightmare over at West Ham. I think he's committing like two mistakes every single game, and it's not just like by the way mistakes; it's mistakes that's leading to goals.
Yeah,
Um,
and at least now he won't make mistakes in the next game, so it's all good. It's fine
yeah.
because
Um,
he's suspended.
Yeah, just as we wrap up on that, I just want to touch on something. Like we don't really want to drag this episode out too long, so if we can just look forward to Arsenal versus Newcastle on Saturday night. It's a nice 10 p.m. game for us here in South Africa.
Lovely.
Um, um, just with the title race involved, with top four involved, there are stakes on the table for both these teams. But given Newcastle's recent form and Arsenal's dominant form recently, how do you think this game is going to pan out?
They're playing at the Emirates, right? I think Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I firstly, I don't think the top four is involved at all. No offense to Newcastle fans out there, but I just don't think that top four is possible for them. I hope not. Anyway, I guess as a Spurs fan, but I think it's going to be a really, really good game. I saw Richie scored in this game last week. I'm not sure why he's playing in the first place, but
Did
does
we
that mean that they
score?
have injuries? Yeah, I think he scored the winning or the goal to give him the draw on the 93rd minute or something.
Let me
So I'm
check
not
that out.
sure why he came on and things
Yeah,
like that. It's gonna be a good game to watch. I think Arsenal will be too strong for them. I don't think Arsenal are going to be able to or are going to want to lose points at any point until they get to that City game. So I think, and because of their run of form that they're currently on, I think that they will
yeah.
not easily beat them. Newcastle will give them a run because Newcastle are just that team. They can give anybody a run in the top six because they've been playing really well. They just some results go against them, like this weekend against Bournemouth.
Mm,
Um, but I think it's going to be a good game to watch. The last game, I think there was that unfortunate penalty incident or that goal that was disallowed,
yeah, yeah.
where or something of the sort that was
Like,
allowed.
uh,
That
Gabriel having his shoulders climbed on.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
and
was
then the ball
interesting.
went out and did it go out, did it not go out, and
Yeah,
all those things.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm hoping to be entertained like that, to be honest. Like give me give me some interesting calls, but also don't screw up the game VAR.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Please don't.
just like make it entertaining, and uh, I'm I'm hoping for an Arsenal win, obviously, just to
Yeah.
pull for United to pull away from Newcastle, firstly, and then secondly
Okay.
for Arsenal to stay within reach of that title.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Same
I'm
here.
going for 2-1 Arsenal.
I think Gordon's back as well, which should make it the game interesting. I
But Gordon
think
played last week. He
did he
scored. He
play?
scored last week. Yeah, he
Oh, he
scored the first goal.
scored. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. I think he was injured the previous week. Then I can't remember so well. But I will go for. I think Arsenal. I hope and think that Arsenal are going to be too strong, and also for us to pull away, I guess, from Newcastle. I'll just use the same excuse there. But more for me, honestly, it's more that Arsenal keep in touch with the top. Because for me, I just don't like. This is going to sound terrible, but I don't want Liverpool to win the title. Anybody but Liverpool. I even take City. I don't care. I just don't want Liverpool to win
You
the
used to
title. But
like Liverpool once upon a
I
time. What happened
know
to that guy? What
it's
happened to
so
that guy?
weird. All of a sudden, it's because you see after they won. So I really liked them, right? And then after they won, I realized that I was naive in thinking that the Liverpool supporters were nice. So they all came out of the woodwork after they won, and I was like, oh, Liverpool United support the same WhatsApp group. Okay, I'll hate all of you then. It's
Hey,
fine.
hey, 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 hey.
Sorry, I was that was an exaggeration. It's exaggeration. um, but yeah, I think that Arsenal will win, and I think but Newcastle will definitely score. So I think 2-1 is a good chop, but I'm going to go 3-1. I think 3-1 Arsenal, hopefully.
Okay, yeah. I think Arsenal's domination has to end sometime. I mean, they can't be scoring 5+ goals every single week.
Without conceding,
So
also.
yeah, without conceding. So I think Newcastle is going to put a halt to those proceedings, and
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's going to be a tighter game than all of Arsenal's previous games, obviously.
for sure.
But yeah, 2-1. And I'm hoping Martinelli, please, if you're watching this, I know that's a very slim chance. No, that's a very, very slim chance that you watch 343 on a Thursday on YouTube. But yeah, like my fantasy Premier League team is suffering a bit because I'm having faith in you every week. So yeah, if you are watching this, maybe just like slide me a DM or something to let me know if I mustn't put you in my team, or uh, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. But yeah,
I think you should
I
go
mean
for
this
Saka.
past week. Sorry.
I think you should go for Saka.
Jason has told me to not go for Saka, so
Okay.
I don't know if it's me putting a curse on Martinelli or what it is, but yeah, I feel like if I put Saka in, then everybody's going to be blaming me because everybody has Saka in their team.
That's true. So you went for a differential in Martinelli, is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I went for him as a differential. I went for Foden as a differential, and Foden at least has been bringing in points like over the past couple of weeks. Martinelli scores a goal every now and then. It was a vital one against Liverpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like dude, I'm having faith in you, and you just not bringing home the goods. Like give me some points. I had Dominic Solanke on my bench getting 12 points this week because I just chose to put Martinelli in instead.
But it makes
But
sense
yeah,
though, because Arsenal are on form and Martinelli, you think he's going to. I mean, he makes the most incisive runs, or he looks the most
yeah,
energetic and alive on the field when they play. So
yeah,
it stands to reason that he's going to do a lot of things or be
yeah.
involved in the
He
goals.
assists the assister, if I can
Yeah,
put it like that,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
isn't great. I mean, like at least the bonus point system should be amended for things like that. Just like give him bonus points if he does stuff like that.
Maybe
But yeah.
Odegaard then, if you don't want Saka, maybe Odegaard.
But people have Odegaard in as well
Oh, okay.
in their teams. So I don't know how much of a differential that can be. Um, yeah, I'll see how it goes. I hate fantasy. I hate fantasy Premier League, guys. I play it every season, but this like just doing things like this, it's like it's the worst. But yeah,
It's
I'm
so
still going to be
unnecessarily
signing up next
stressful.
season. Yeah,
It's so unnecessarily stressful. It's unbelievable. And I mean, you sit there and you're like, oh, I could do this. I could make this change. But do I really want to make this change? What if everybody
yeah.
else makes this change? Are they going to
And
play?
then and then you think with your heart as well. For the first
Yeah.
10 games of the season, I think I had I think I had Hoyland in my team every game. And
Hmm.
the dude was just 2 points, 2 points, 2 points every single game. And then I was like, nah, screw it. And then I took him out, and then he scored, and I didn't have him in my team when he started going on the run. But then the moment he scored that first goal, I was like, nah, the floodgates are open. I'm putting you in. And yeah, I don't think
And
I'm
it's
taking
worked
him
out
out
for you.
again.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
worked out so far because he scores now every week. So that's good. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
I reduced
in
Mo
that
Salah in my
in those first 10 game weeks, I could have had somebody like Ollie Watkins bringing me points in instead. But yeah, what you were saying about Salah now? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I don't put Salah in my team for on principle because he meant Trent because I just I don't want to because it's a hard decision. I don't want to put Salah or Trent in my team, and then eventually I end up caving like 6 7 weeks too late when they've scored like 65 billion goals and assisted 65 billion times, and then it's like, oh, why didn't I just do this at the beginning? I could have just put them in my team and avoided all this heartbreak. And now I'm look how far down I am in the league and stuff. It's
Yeah, so
terrible.
I normally go with Salah and Ireland. Ever since Ireland joined, I just have both of them in my team. I
Yeah,
don't include Trent for the very reason that he is too expensive for a
he
defender.
is so
And
expensive.
yeah, I can't justify spending 7.5 on a defender in fantasy.
I think it's eight
So
now.
yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like there's no point in doing that. And now that he's injured and Connor Bradley, I think he's like 4.1 or something
Yeah, he's
ridiculous like that. And the potential for him to get assists and to make those runs and stuff like that is more or less the same. Obviously, the end quality is not going to be as great as Trent is for a final ball. But yeah, I'm taking my chances, and I guess everybody else is because so many people put him in after Trent
yeah.
got injured.
But also because he's going to end up in that final third more often than Trent is because now Trent is the quarterback. He pulls the strings from
Yeah,
a bit further back in the middle. Whereas this guy's going to make that overlapping runs. He's going to be in the
yeah,
final third. He's going to make the incisive crosses into the box for Jota, or Jota's injured, for Darwin and all of those guys. So
yeah,
still pretty good pick, Connor Bradley.
yeah. But on that note, let us wrap this episode out. Riaz, where can the people find you on the socials?
Um, at Parker underscore Riaz on Twitter and at Riaz Parker7 on Instagram. And also follow the channel, please, at Sportycast as well.
Nice. I am at AF Parker 642 on all socials. Yeah. What Riaz said, follow the channel at Sportycast. We are actually getting together as a team next week, Sunday, I think, the 3rd of March. We are going to go do a walk on the promenade. Just like randomly walking about, making conversation, creating content. So if you do see us at all, come say hi, come converse with us. Like we would like to know your football takes, and we'll tell you how much we like your team or how much we don't like your team. If you are a Liverpool supporter, luckily Nikita will be there as well. So you guys can just speak to don't speak to us about Liverpool.
You can speak to
Nah,
me. I'm always open
just
about
kidding.
Liverpool. I'm always
Just
open.
kidding.
I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give you bad takes, but you can always talk to me about it. It's fine.
But yeah, yeah, we are hoping to create some content out there. So come say hello to us. But yeah, follow us YouTube, Twitter, X, Threads, Instagram, everything. We are at Sportycast. Give this video a like. Give this channel a sub if you haven't already. We will also be recording a wrestling episode sometime this week for the Elimination Chamber coming up on Saturday. So yeah, keep a lookout for that if you are into WWE and all that jazz. But yeah, other than that, thanks Riaz for pulling through. You are appreciated as always. Yeah, any last words from you before we peace out?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been great as usual, and we'll see you guys next week.